This time on Breaking Wings.
It's a bit of an ordeal anchoring, but it's done.
I thought we'd be looking like fools. Ben? Ben! Oh, I'm gonna have pipes.
This doesn't feel right to me. So we closed. The boat is now officially ours. I'm exhausted. It's been a super long, I wouldn't call it arduous process, but you know, there's been so many things I've been running around and taking care of and organizing, and just so many things had to come together to get this deal done, and now it's done and the boat is ours and it feels great. I also kind of feel like I just need to have a nap or something. So we're just offloading everything onto the boat, and the deal just closed, and we got a couple of things to do to complete insurance and pay the guys that launched the boats and all that stuff. As you can see, we've already made a mess of the place.
We're moving. Well, that is a wrap. It was a pretty big day. We woke up at 5:45 this morning in Vancouver and then had to drive all the way down, clear the border, get here. We did a sea trial and then unloaded everything from the truck onto the boat, get the dinghy down, inflate it, put it on the deck.
Engine mounted, the outboard engine mounted.
Yeah, we flushed the water tanks.
Filled the gas.
Filled up with gas. So for the rest of tonight though, I think we can go into town.
And there's like a jazz festival or something where they shut down the main street, and I don't know. It sounds like there's been music all day, so I think it'll be fun.
It's a reward for a long day, but I feel like we won't last long.
We're probably gonna go to bed pretty soon. Bye.
Good morning. It was our first night on the boat last night, and it is such a beautiful morning. And Ben and I got to wake up at different times, which is really nice because he wakes up at 6. And we've both been living in suites, like very small, for the last 2 years. So there's no way that we could wake up at separate times. So I am in love with this boat. It is the best. And we're going to make some coffees and have a good day. So we are about to go for our first sail on KIANA. Well, first sail by ourselves. But we're going to head out to Mud Bay, which I think isn't too far from here. And just practice anchoring, sail around, try to get a feel for everything. And then after that, we're probably going to continue into Friday Harbor, which I'm looking forward to. And maybe anchor there for the night, maybe see what happens and do a little exploring. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll see how it goes. It's working?
First time starting the engine.
Woo! It's working.
That's a happy engine.
Man, that's a happy engine.
Yeah?
Sounded real nice.
Here we go. We are tossing off the dock lines, flying the coop, leaving the nest. We are gonna make mistakes and we're gonna learn. Hopefully anyways. And hopefully they're not big mistakes, but here we go.
I've been the skipper of 2 of my own smaller boats in the past and done a little bit of sail training. Still, this was by far the biggest boat I'd ever taken the helm of. Being relatively inexperienced and having really no idea how most of the systems worked on this boat, it was a fairly nerve-wracking experience leaving a crowded marina in the middle of the summer cruising season. What if the engine cut out? I probably should have learned how to drop the anchor before I left the dock. Chart plotter? Nope. Working depth sounder? Negative. I knew Alie, with almost no sailing experience, was terrified.
Hey, this guy's coming out, I think. Ben?
Ben!
So I tried to act calm and confident. So we're leaving the dock for the first time. Alie doesn't know this right now, but I'm kind of terrified. But I wouldn't tell her that. But once we got out of the marina and into the open water, all of that anxiety washed away.
We're succeeding.
Tell them how you really felt.
Scared shitless. A boat, I mean, I recorded it, but a boat pulled out in front of us at the last minute. And I was like, I can't stop fast enough. Yeah, I was freaking out. Anyways, they were fast enough, I just took off. It was fine.
Yeah, I was pretty terrified. Won't lie. I feel much better now that we're out of the marina. You shouldn't need to crank. You should just like pull on it with your muscles. Like take it out of the self-tailer and just reef. I'd been watching this boat for over 2 years on Yacht World, thinking to myself, maybe someday
How far out do you want it?
I could become the caretaker of such a beautiful and capable boat. Someday had come. Found a little bit of wind. We're doing about 8 knots and we're still just bringing in the main. In these first few hours, experience our steam effortlessly at 8 knots under a hot summer sun. So that is the fastest I've ever sailed as skipper of a boat. And then power up with light breeze on our sail and bluebird skies was a surreal feeling.
Woo! The lion!
This was the type of boat that could take me anywhere in the world, and indeed already has circumnavigated once. Any doubts I had at this point were gone and replaced by dreams and endless possibilities. It was definitely a moment I won't forget anytime soon.
We took the sails down, the wind kind of calmed down a bit and we were only going like maybe 2 knots or so, and so we took the sails down and turned on the motor, and we're having a bit of smoke coming out of the engine, so I don't know, we had some troubles with the engine for the survey, and it ended up being that everything was fine, but Ben just isn't overly comfortable, I guess, with the amount of smoke that's coming out of the engine, so he's doing some reading while we make our way to Friday Harbor.
So we've gotten to Friday Harbor and I went to check the anchor gear to make sure we knew how to lower it before we actually tried to anchor, which was a good thing because there's no power to the windlass controls, and they worked during the survey, so I know it works. I don't know why there's no power there currently. I don't know, there's no breaker. I'm looking at the panel right now. Good morning. We are just waking up here in Friday Harbor in the San Juan Islands. It's another beautiful day. We anchored here last night after a bit of challenges. Couldn't get the windlass turned on originally, and what it was this red button right here. You have to push it in, and you have to push it in really hard, I discovered, for it to activate. And then the anchor chain was getting stuck in the locker and couldn't get that out, so it's a bit of an ordeal anchoring, but got it done. And now it's breakfast time.
Okay, so we left Anacortes that morning, sailing down around the bottom of Lopez Island and up through the San Juan Channel until we got to Friday Harbor. Friday Harbor is located on beautiful San Juan Island, located right in between Seattle, Washington, and Victoria, British Columbia. It is a U.S. Customs port of entry and the terminal for ferries from Anacortes that also serves Sydney, BC. There are no stoplights, billboards, or any chain stores. It has a very small town vibe. It's super cute.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely, as of after we anchored yesterday and got to shore.
We found a patio near the water and had a drink before wandering around learning about the history.
Process of buying a boat.
The first couple days.
The San Juan Islands were inhabited by the Northern Straits Salish people for as much as 8,000 years prior to European contact. The Northern Straits Salish and other native people inhabited the islands seasonally, preserving food in summer for winter spent elsewhere. San Juan Island was also one of the islands that was fought over in the Pig War of 1859 between the United States and the British colonies. This war was started because somebody killed a pig.
Just the cutest little button.
That is not going to be usable footage.
On the next episode of Breaking Waves, Ben and I continue to get comfortable on the boat on our sail to Sucia Island.
The autopilot is amazing. I've never had autopilot before, and it's so sweet.
We test out our new fishing gear on the way and run into what I call firefighters of the sea.
Oh shit.